Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pathfinder and the Wrath of the Righteous. Our party still resides inside of the market square inside of Canavris. Is that the name of the town? I think it is. We explored the southeastern section of the town in the last episode, encountering more combat than we have seen in any other location in the game so far. It was a slugfest. We actually picked up a new companion along the way named Ember, who is some kind of witch that is now joining in on our party. We are looking for one of Sela's friends who she got separated from on the day of the demon attack, the day that set off all of the events of this game. In this area, we've seen marauders, we've seen giant bugs, we've seen demons, but also a few friendly faces here and there, and it looks like we may be encountering a couple more of those now. They can't see me. Let me move up. My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it. Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance, fighting demons or clearing rubble while the people trapped beneath it still might be alive? The face of this golden-curled Aasimar is beautiful, even by the standards of his kind, in whose veins run the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful but bitter. Reproach simmers in his gaze. This is Holrun. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic! The signs of recent hard fighting are obvious in the stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than the wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect this city, especially now when followers of your temple were caught committing treason? To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging underneath the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts. Those acts of treason was a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet again, I am forced to repeat myself. While we are wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying underneath the rubble of your city, of our city. People whom could have saved if you had only set your soldiers to the task and not kept them here, surrounding a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's on your say-so, then that must mean there is someone down there. Your associates, no doubt. And they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out and try again, too. The old man notices your approach. And you! I remember you! You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Terendeliv died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sort. And what is this hideous creature? Holden peers at Lan with suspicion. Lan, at your service. The mongrel ducks his head in a bow. My forebears fought in the First Crusade. I lived in Canabris my whole life. You haven't ever seen me before? Must be because you don't ever venture into the underground district. We have been meaning to complain to the city authorities that our paving stones have been in need of repair for some time. The First Crusade? So you're a mongrel. You obviously know human speech. Surprisingly well, in fact. All right, let's be off with you. Prelate looks at you. If he causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. You want to fight, be our guest? I'm a crusader. I'm fighting to liberate Canabris from the demons. A crusader, you say? I'll be looking into that. You obviously don't know whom you are speaking. I am the one who decides who's a crusader and who's a traitor to this city. Holren Shathak, prelate of Canabris, by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, and the city's defender against threats from within and without. And here we can see you've done a sterling job protecting the city. The golden-curled Asimar flashes a flinty smile. I am Ramin. Is that right? Ramin? I am Ramin of Edme, prior to the Temple of Desna, which alas currently lies in ruin. Wise Holrun here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground, from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with. For instance, rescuing those currently dying under the rubble. This is Holrun. You know what? There may in fact be one matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I've put it off, and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung before the gates back when you dared to defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sharkorians had hanged Erlu Vorlesh while they had the chance, there never would have been a war. I won't repeat that mistake. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize him! Prelate, see reason. There are frightening times, but threatening to hang someone without trial, this is unworthy of a servant of Amode. The old man fixes his eyes on Sela. Least you forget, girl. We may serve the same goddess, but you are not an inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Amade, and I won't question yours. I don't think I want to go down the angel path. We had a moment earlier when we were fighting at the Wardstone where we could have met an untimely demise. I had the option to call upon my own inner rage, but I decided to call upon the light and the armies of the light to come down and aid me. However, you know what didn't happen? No fucking army of the light came down to aid me. Also, this has nothing to do with me. What the fuck do I care? I just walked up on two guys arguing. Who the fuck cares? Just keep moving. I might just say nothing. I haven't decided yet. Lawful, you're doing what's right, Holrun. There's no place in the crusade for troublemakers. Who gives a fuck? Don't lay a finger on him or you'll answer to me. Why would I step in? I'm gonna say nothing. Ramian looks at the prelate. You're a fool, Holrun. You're a zealot and a murderer, and you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the Wardstone was weakened, and you wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked, and you shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the Wardstone, and you stopped them. Of course, those truly responsible for this strategy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. And now you would still rather kill an innocent person and perish yourself than admit that you were wrong as always. With a wave of his wand, the Asimir vanishes. It looked like he was dancing for a second. Beast! Heretic! Traitor! He slipped away again. The prelate stamps his foot in outrage and then turns to his eyes on you. What about you? What side are you on? If you want me to believe that you're no cultist, then go and recapture that traitor for me. Or perhaps you want to defend him. In that case, my soldiers don't need to be told twice. You have some first-hand knowledge of what's going on down in the pit. You know, there's nothing dangerous down there. I went through the whole thing. In fact, killed most of it on my own. I don't really think you need to guard it. Among the topics guaranteed to provoke a reaction at the dinner table, religion certainly produces... Oh, God. I won't hear another word. Demons are hiding underground. The proof is all around you. The demon spawn that tried to crawl out can't harm anyone now. Wait, you're trying to lure me away from here, aren't you? With narrowed eyes, Holren scans you from head to toe. Perhaps you're a cultist too. You want to help your friends underground, do you? Well, you won't fool me. I won't take a single step away from here. And if you keep talking nonsense, I'll have you strung up for treason. Why are you obsessed with finding enemies everywhere that you look? Why? Why? You must not be from these parts, or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies everywhere because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we at war with? Demons. Demons and cultists. They are masters of deception. They worm their way into your favor and masquerade in all manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was taken by force? No! By trickery. Were it not for me, Canavras would have gone the same way long ago, captured out from under our noses. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young then. Now, I had just joined the Crusade. Back then, Canavras didn't have a garrison so much as a public thoroughfare. Any who wanted could just stroll into the city. One day at dawn, a group of refugees came into the city gates, bold as brass. The guards let them in, and why not? For no one was ever turned away. 'Twas no matter. Everyone was welcome in our city if you came from Mindev, or if you hauled yourself here from across the sea. The Crusade accepted all and sundry. But on this occasion, we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs entered the city, they transformed into demons and rushed towards the wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. Wow. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared to go near it. The light of the goddess burned them all. As they threw the blood from the altar, spattering the wardstone from every direction, and a lead demon, the eyeless beast Menagho is her name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals have been sitting ducks. And the creature was right, too. We let our guard down, and we got what we deserved. The bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre, and it was burned into the townsfolk memories. Since then, Canavras has adopted different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who covered Arlu's glory. We drove them all out of the city. We haven't had trouble here since. Many have come here, even Balor. Yeah, that's an easy name to read. Koromanzadeh. And they have all been sent straight back to where they came from. Or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, Daskari himself had to crawl out of the abyss and come here. The goddess cursed him in order to break through our defenses, and what did he do? He left again, and we're still fighting. Now, that is what vigilance and discipline can do.
I don't feel like I want to chase this guy down for him. I feel like that's not something that I would do. I mean, he got his own problem. He can fucking figure it out.
Did ramen noodles really tell you about the attack? Those crazed Desnans were always busting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in their dreams. I won't lie. Sometimes what they said did come to pass, but can we really rely on the woolly dreams of heretics over the cold hard facts of intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could have easily fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan into their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time, Mr. Curls for Brains came to me and declared the demons were about to attack the city and that the Wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Amade forgive me for even repeating those words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated. But instead, I simply increased the surveillance on them. And what next? My people caught them red-handed trying to attack the Wardstone with unknown magic. And now 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events. Whether deliberately or under demonic influence, the Desnins played right into the hands of the Descari's hordes, and they almost left this city completely defenseless. Ramen noodles covered for his people while the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? So it never once passed this guy's mind that maybe they were putting up like warding magic. Again, I don't really think it's my job to kill this guy or to look for the other guy. I'm not interested in the quarrel that these two have with each other. So, see you later, bud. Go on then if you have to. It would be good if you could return with the head of that scum. Ember peers intently into Holrun. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in the city, you met us. What is this gibberish? As I have nothing better to do than arrange meetings with vagrants. But it's true. You and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting a bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. And then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was for good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire, then it's a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have important matters to deal with right now. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and gray. He was young with a big mustache. Ember smiles broadly and draws a large bushy mustache in the air with her fingers. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago. But I do want to say one thing. I'm not cross with him. This knight is a true hero. He just really, really wanted to protect the city. Only he got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. Ember, shut the fuck up. Ember, the adults are talking, okay? Holrun, you sent this innocent girl to be burned at the stake? Do you want to ask for forgiveness? Because that's pretty fucked up. Hardly. Anyone can look innocent. How did this girl manage to survive the fire? And what about that crow that's always flying around her? I advise you take a closer look at this innocent little lamb of yours. If you ask me, she looks highly suspicious indeed. And Ember, you forgave him after what he did to you? He thought he was doing what was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something thinking it was a good thing, but you really were doing a bad thing that hurt someone. But what if I've done the same thing? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes when you might be no better than them. Okay, let's go. Let's get out of here. Yes, let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. The girl waves at Holrun with a carefree smile. Holrun grimaces as she turns away. Oh, it seems like Hammond doesn't like that too much. Now, if I wanted to attack them, is this like Divinity where I can like hold down shift or control or something and just attack anybody? It kind of doesn't look that way. It seems like I would have to go through the dialogue to like confirm This means war. Very suddenly. This mongrel's face is screwed up tightly. His bloodied fangs are broken. This mongrel's body is sliced from the shoulder to groin. Ugh. There's dirt trapped beneath this mongrel's claws, suggesting that he was climbing the walls? And they slaughtered the mongrels when they got up here? You know, Ember might be able to forgive you. But I don't think I can. These mongrels are my friends. I don't make many. To arms! Death to traitors! Kill the demon worshippers!
I won't let you hurt my friends!
Now that's not necessarily where I want Liz on the front line. Oh, 7 damage as this guy walks right by her. Woljif is going to move up to the 2 paladins, the 2 crusaders next to us, and send out a color spray into their eyes. It looks like both of them passed the will save as an Inquisitor moves up. Focused on Hammond. Okay. Camellia is going to reach for her rapier.
You are today's sacrifice!
I try to get past the Inquisitor's shield, but unfortunately she cannot. Lan has a full attack this turn, and he's going to use it empowered with his key.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
That's a miss. The second one connecting for 11 damage, the third for 12, and that's going to be one of the Inquisitors immediately taken down. As Holrun moves up to Camellia, he's going to miss his swing. Ember wanted us to forgive them, but now she's going to try to send a very loud noise into the mind of Holrun. And it looks like he passed the fortitude save, so he didn't hear shit. Sela is going to pull out the marching terror glaive from her back and take a swing at the Inquisitor at her side, unfortunately just missing. Liz is going to reach out her hand as green magic begins to swarm around it, and she sends a ray of sickening into the back of Holrun. Once again passing the fortitude save. Damn. Unfortunate. Hammond is going to turn to the Inquisitor, the weaker of the 2 at his side. 3 swings, second and third connecting for 14 damage. Woljif puts the crossbow on his back, pulls out 2 blades at his side.
Distract them for me.
Oh, and slams it directly into the back of the one remaining Inquisitor. Now it's only Holrun versus all of us. We are going to see Camellia use her spirit weapon enchantment as she tries to get that rapier past the shield one more time. It connects for 4 damage as Holrun holds his ground. Arrows coming from the side. That's a critical hit! Fucking 32 damage done this turn by Lan. That is incredible! Vulnerability curse. I've never used a curse before. Let's go ahead and give it a try. It looks like he passed the will save again. Man, this guy is resisting a lot. Sela moves up to the side with the glaive, unfortunately missing her swing as well. We're now going to see Liz demoralize Holrun. Did it work? Did it work? Did it work? Did it do it? I don't think so. Man, this guy really believes in what he's fighting for. Hammond with 3 swings. Will they get by the shield? The first does not. The second do, dealing 8 damage on his turn. We're then going to see Woljif move directly behind Holrun, daggers in hand.
Time to share your treasures!
And a sneak attack for 16 damage to the right kidney of Holrun. He's going to feel that in the morning. Camellia once again managed to get by the shield in front of him with a rapier attack to the chest. Lan off to the side. 12 damage with his first arrow as the second misses. He's going to swing for 9 damage into Camellia, who... oh, never mind. That was Hammond. Hammond, super fucking low on HP now. We are going to see Ember try to heal him back up. My poor bear. That's going to be 5 health. Sela is going to use a lay on hands on Hammond as well. For 1 HP. Fuck yeah, you love to see it.
Blade.
Liz, after seeing her bear get attacked, it begins to summon in an otherworldly element to her side. For the first time, we are going to see a fire elemental enter the fray. And I believe this elemental attacks on its own as well. Hammond, reinvigorated by the healing, is going to take 3 swings. A critical hit for 12, another hit for 6. And this motherfucker gets taken down. Well, at least we get to see what the fire elemental looks like. We didn't get to see it in combat, but that is pretty cool. It's gonna fade away here in a moment, I believe. It only lasts for like a minute. Certainly is loud enough. All right. You got anything here? Holren has a longsword on his person. It's magical in some way, although we don't know much about it. Liz ID'd the sword. Oh, good eye. Liz was able to tell that this is the long sword of right. That guy really believed in himself, huh? This +1 cold iron longsword deals an additional 1d3 damage to chaotic creatures. That is worth a lot of money. How does that compare to Radiance over here? Radiance does 1d8. This is 1d8 plus 1. 5 to 12 damage when equipped. 8 to 15 damage when equipped. I think we'll equip that. I made a little camp next to the fallen commander. We're going to have a nice, quiet slumber here. We might get... Could I put... Yes, exactly. I want to put Ember on some of those protective rituals. Can I not add both? That's okay. To camouflage our encampment, we will leave that to Woljif. Night Watch can go to Liz, that's fine. Although, would there be someone better suited for that? Lan with Night Watch, +10. Can we do alchemy at this? I've never done this before. I can make a hearty meal. Sure. Do I have to drag that over? Success chance 85%. Okay. And I can't craft any potions yet. I don't think I have the feat. I don't think I have the feat for that. All right. Take a rest. A character assigned to this position can
you
brew.
Eat the lad's crispy wing every single time. Every time. I've seen you.
I eat precisely as much as is appropriate and necessary, whereas your plebeian gluttony is revolting.
Dude, why is Camellia so mean to everybody? I keep trying to find redeeming qualities for her because I like her spells. I like her spell kit, but she's so fucking mean to everyone. Oh, day 27. Sometimes a long-awaited rest does not bring the desired relief. What comes is a heavy, clinging sleep on the edge of wakefulness, where consciousness seems poised between reality and oblivion. Possible reasons for such disturbed slumber are myriad. Strained nerves, perhaps, or lingering reaction to trauma. Liz emerges from the oblivion of her laden sleep like a drowned woman dragging herself up from the depths of the swamp. The wound on her chest is burning like someone pressed an invisible brand onto it. The wound has closed again, but the blood stain on her shirt betrays its presence beneath. There's no time to investigate the cause behind her malice. A trying day lies ahead, but how will Liz be up to the challenge if her thoughts are muddled and her entire body aches like after a day's toil? I can't ignore my health. Better take care of it now rather than later when it could be too late. Yeah, I agree with that one. After several moments, the weariness abates, Retreating to the depths of subconscious, her leaving the path open to return to the next time Liz seeks refuge in her sleep. Liz recalls that she slept peacefully in the defender's heart. Perhaps a priest can explain what has happened. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a direct result of me going down the demon path a little bit, right? Isn't that when that thing opened up on my chest? Metal Crow, thank you so much for the brand new sub. Welcome. I hope you enjoy your stay. Well then, everyone gathered around at night. It seems as though we are back on the path. Although we're going to slink down a little bit closer to the ground as we move through here. Can we do an arcane check on this? The demon invasion transformed all of Canabras into a great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans, the demon lord Discari leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Terendiliv, the mightiest of the city defenders, and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubts as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment simply by looking at the ruins. From the chimneys torn down by powerful wings and a sharp dive to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins. It is Liz, and she is not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place, like a gaze untethered from any observer. This mysterious force unknown to mortal kind silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Liz is vested with the power and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, present, and future stand before her as a unified whole, an unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. What does the future see? What future does she see? Good and evil, chaos and order, everything is in its lawful place in the multiverse, and no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls, from life into death and back to life again. The reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the aeons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. Well, what does the past look like? In the past exists the one who wielded this gaze in life. Although no one and life are in opposite terms for aeons, the supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance, rather than who or what, a better word for these entities is how. Aeon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world wound, chasm, disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they came to fight, and even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent the Discari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the demon lord cuts the Aeon down. The art on the right side looks really cool, actually. So what's happening in the present? Ruins, blood, corpses. None of this perturbs the Aeon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, the dead will be judged by Farasama. All is as it should be, but the demons circling the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition, like splashes of red blood ink on the restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals. The demon's place is in the demon's world. How sublime the world would be if everything knew its place. But even the demons aren't adherent to the sharp edge, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against the universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. But the Aeon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Liz picks the crystal up out of the dirt and stows it in her pocket. She is mortal, which means she has the power to decide what to do with it. Items received: a purple stone knife. After allowing the heroine to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed Aeon is killed, even appropriate here for an eternity that is so removed from life and death as we understood them. Used up its last vestiges of energy, now they are ready to disperse into nothingness unless someone decides to preserve the Aeon within themselves. Will the heroine take on this power so that she may look again at the world through another's eyes? Or will she allow it to vanish? I don't know if I'm ready to go down another path. It seems like this is kind of like a god who believes everything has its purpose and should stay in their spot. Taking it doesn't lock you in yet? Okay. In that case, we will retain the Aeon's power within ourselves for a time. Spirit of the Aeon dwells out of sight, deep in Liz's soul, like a pair of magical spectacles stowed away until the moment where heroine once again needs to look at the world through another's eyes. Well, I was not expecting to find that on the ground, I have to be honest. Wait, I think I just saw something moving on the far side of the screen. I'm going to make sure everyone is stealthed.
Weapons ready. Something wrong?
Woljif, can you scout this out? Oh, indeed we do. Fighters and demons on the far side. Well, let's just take a shot at the fighter from here.
Right?
Oh, he has daggers equipped. Fuck me. They saw him as he was entering the area, a cleric buffing her party on the back line. Woljif's gonna pull out his crossbow and take a shot at that same cleric.
Why not both?
That's going to miss. Camellia moving up in stealth now. Is just going to get a little bit closer, but she is spotted at the end of her path. Lan, probably out of range, is going to move up, still in stealth, still not shown to the enemy. Sela's going to move up to stand in the middle of her two comrades, waiting for the enemies to move into her range, and the fighter does just that, stopping just in front of Woljif. I feel like this would be a good opportunity for Liz to kind of control this area a bit more, but unfortunately most of the melee combatants are already directly in front of us. So for the time, I'm only going to use my dart. We're going to aim at the Dretch, who is going to take reduced damage, but that's okay. Spirit in the back moving up is casting Fear on Woljif, and it looks like the Fear was successful. Ember's going to see that, and she will... I don't want this to get out of control. Can we put this fighter to sleep? Slumber was not successful, and he continues to move around. We're going to take Hammond out of stealth first, move him directly up to this cultist, and his first swing is not going to connect. Bane being cast by the enemy cleric. Woljif feared away, forced to take an attack of opportunity as he retreats miles away back to safety. It's okay. He's not in control of his own actions right now. He was scared off by fear. Well, Camellia on the front line. Let's go ahead and enlarge a certain Sela. With that magic javelin in her hand, she should be able to do a lot of damage. Lan is going to use his key point for an additional attack and fire off at the clerics in the back line. I don't want them casting any more spells. That one shot is going to be enough to take one cleric down. I skipped a fucking turn on accident. Oof. And it was Sela's turn as well. Enlarged on the front line. Doesn't she get an AC reduction? Fuck. That was really unfortunate. Let's go ahead and summon in an elemental here. I want to see what this thing can actually do in combat. It looks like it's not going to attack on this turn. Ember is going to line up a shot with the cleric in the back, having to get pretty close to melee range to fire that off, but it's okay. Hammond 3 swings on the cultist at his side. 1 is all he needs to secure the kill. And now Woljuf starts to come back to his senses, moves up a little bit with a sneak attack on the demon. Unfortunately, it does miss. Camellia moving up to the cleric on the back line. 1 stab with a rapier is all it takes to end that target's life.
You've crossed the wrong
Now land focusing at the demon. 2 shots are going to land. He still has a little bit of life left in there. 1 swing with the trap.
Did you see that fucking damage?
She swung for 56. 50 fucking 6. I've never seen anything fucking go close to that. All right. As the fighter moves away, Sela with the attack of opportunity is not going to connect, and I have a bad feeling that that means my elemental's not going to be able to attack. But here he goes! What was that, 8 damage? 5 damage. Hey, that's not bad. Liz is going to fire off a dart of her own. I doubt it's going to connect. No, it is not. She's a little too far away. Ember with crossbow blast to the back of the cultist is going to miss. Hammond now moving up side by side with the elemental. 1 swing for 7 damage. And there he goes into the pit. I want those elementals to work a little bit better than the elementals are actually working, I feel. It feels like... Ooh, remove fear scroll. That could come in handy. It feels like every time I try to get a summoned pet to actually be effective in combat, combat is immediately over the next turn and they barely get to do anything. Maybe I should be hanging on to those a little bit more, or just slot in another spell that I can use a little bit more often. Looks like most of the equipment here is not of use to me. However, is this magical half plate that's unidentified? Liz identifies the half plate. We currently have Sela in half plate right now, so this may be a great addition to her. It gives her 1 more AC, and that's it. We'll take it. Fantastic. It doesn't even look different. I wish it kind of glowed a little bit or something. This is it, isn't it? This is it. This is right where the ground opened up, isn't it? What is this loot? Is this some kind of special arrow? Indeed it is. A midnight bolt. Deal 50 points of damage. Can't be ignored or reduced. Wow, we'll save that.
Maybe.
We'll save that for a good occasion. This was the town square that got ravaged by that huge demon rolling through town. Some supplies here. I'm not sure if I just heard Hammond or if I heard something else. We do discover a little bit of loot on the ground here. We'll just go ahead and take all of that. A rift in the earth left by Daskari's massive scythe. You and your companions fell through here during the attack. It looks like someone was dragged this way. Judged by the sight of this bloodstain, a body of something truly enormous was dragged over these stones. Terindalev, most likely. Everyone get down. We're stealthing forward again. Hello? Count Arande's servant. Presumably they were running towards us. I'm only going to send Liz forward. I'm going to keep everyone else back here in stealth. I'm also going to quick save. It's been a while since I've done that. Thank the goddess. I found someone who isn't fleeing in panic. Are you crusaders? Mercenaries? The Kamali half-elf is so frightened he can barely get his words out. I'm a servant of the Count Darren Kale Nevis Arande. My lord's mansion is under attack by the demons. The master himself and all his guests are trapped inside, and the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through the servants' passages to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a stone's throw away, on the next street over. He meets your gaze with fleeting eyes. Count Arende. I have seen him a few times before, from afar. He looked highly audacious. I confess that he did not capture my attention, but that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of the rich and influential can only benefit us. Failed knowledge check, unfortunately. You have heard of Arendis in passing. There's some past strategy connected with the family. Where's your master's house? Can you tell me? It's not far. You're better off entering from the next street over, though. The passage I used to get out. Help, I'm begging you. I hate to think that the Count will... What the Count will do to me if I don't bring back help. No better time for a banquet. Were they celebrating during a demon attack? Uh-oh.
Oh, shadows, embrace me.
We're gonna get back in stealth and try to see what this stranger up here is about. If we just take these stairs up, might be able to have a word with him. It looks like he's wearing a hood with a mask in front of it. That's pretty... Oh yeah, there's definitely something happening over here. I hear coughing and I hear what sounds like a really big growl. Tons of bodies just strewn out in the streets too.
Wherever my legs carry me.
Okay, we're gonna bring Liz up to the forefront here. I just heard some talking. An antsy tiefling. Hey, it's more of my kind. Hey, stranger. Well, he still doesn't see me. I am the answer, but what is the question? That's a weird thing to fucking say. A fucking building fell on him. Scrawny tiefling. Watch it. Watch it. What are you goons doing? Your buddy crushed me. A young tiefling lies trapped in a collapsed section of tunnel. Another two tieflings scramble around, trying in vain to free him from the rubble. Quit whining! Hey, alarm! Someone's coming! Maybe she'll help us? Wise up, would you? Before you get us killed. Let's make a run for it while we still can. No, come on! Don't leave me here! I'll die here! William says, hey guys, I see you're in a bit of a jam. Get a load of this lot. No escort either, Wool, just you little shit. How are you not dead yet? And who's that with you? They're friends of mine. Great guys. Wildriff turns to you and out of the corner of his mouth says, listen, do me a solid. Help them drag his sorry carcass free. They'll repay you cross my hearts. I'm going to try my athletics. I'll try to pull him from underneath the rubble. And it looks like we were successful. You easily clear the rubble free and free the trapped tiefling. Oh, I'm alive and all in one piece, give or take. Thank you. I'll remember your kindness for the rest of my life. The free tiefling turns to his companions. And you two clowns! Don't want to hear a word out of you. Get into the tunnel now. One trip. Just to the Great Garrison and back. Don't be a coward. It's not going to collapse. Go, or else we come all this way for nothing. That ended well, didn't it? Well, not now. We'll talk later, says the energetic tiefling. The tiefling eyes you and elbows his chatty companion in the ribs, causing him to double over in pain. It looks like he said a little bit too much now. Sounds very suspicious to me. Come clean. Who are you? Says Liz. All right. Don't hurt us. People call us thieflings. I know all about the thieflings already. We have one in our party right now. We kind of skirt around the edges of the law. It's how we make our living. Say some tyrant ban's books that shows stuff he don't like, or fancy Chiron and wine that he don't drink. Is it wrong if we step in to fill a gap in the market? If there's a demand for it, someone's got to sell it. Energetic tiefling. Don't be thinking we're gangsters or anything. Only concern is making the lives of citizens easier for a little coin. People in this city can't even breathe without breaking some stupid regulation or restriction. Take this tunnel that collapsed on top of our friend, for instance. It leads straight to the Grey Garrison. Thanks to it, any soldier whose throat's feeling a little dry or who needs some nighttime reading material, we can get all the things from him that his heartless superiors refuse to. We're providing a public service. I'm going to say, I helped you. Now you can help me and Commander Tarabade to save Canabras. The militia needs people with various skills, even ones as unusual as yours. You what? Are you blind or something? The tiefling points at his horns and his tail. Know what people call us? Aralu's spawn. And that's one of the nicer nicknames. Crusaders and tieflings don't mix. We'll be torched on sight. I mean, I've been getting around just fine. Whoa, Tirablade? Irabeth Tirablade from Eagle Watch? Lads, we have to help her. She's one of the only big shots in this town that actually treats us with any decency. Why should we risk our necks for the Crusaders? Because Irabeth risked her neck for ours. She saved me from the creep Hulrun, yanked me straight out of his torture chamber. I don't think we'll be having any problems with Hulrun anytime soon. I wish I could tell them that. Only a worthless Terrag would refuse to help her out after that. Nuh-uh. I'm not listening to any of this. Tiefling makes a show of covering his ears. You do what you want. I'm heading to the River Kingdoms. Go on, then. I'm going with the Crusaders, and I'm going to round up the others to help. The Tiefling smirks. We've made some good money in this city. It'd be a shame to surrender our meal ticket to the demons. But enough yammering. So long. Common calls. The Tieflings have joined the Crusaders. So what's up with that stranger just sitting over there in the corner? And should we... Okay, so there's more demons here. Everyone is not hidden, but he does have his crossbow ready. Okay, everyone's hidden now. We're going to have Wolfric make the first shot here with his crossbow. Sneak attack damage 14. As we open up the fight, 2 enemies in front of us, and that's all we see in the initiative order as well. I think everyone else can just kind of chill out over here. We'll swap you over to a crossbow instead of the rapier.
You won't stop us.
And we'll just wait for the fleet-footed round to end. Can Lan attack on the fleet? No, he can't attack. Okay. We do see Sela run forward with her giant glaive. Not quite able to get in range of her combatants, though. We do see one swing and Sunder armor being used against her. Hammond, after seeing that, runs to her side with one swing that unfortunately does miss. Camellia fires off a crossbow shot into the heart of that demon, connecting for 7 damage. Both of them are about half health right now. We're then going to see Ember fire off a shot of her own, unfortunately not connecting as well. Liz on her turn. I don't think I'm going to summon an elemental. I'm just going to try to demoralize the one in the back. And it looks like it was successful, which is going to mean that they're not going to be quite as effective in combat as they might be otherwise. Woljif, up for his second turn, is going to aim at the one closest to our allies, hopefully to get some sneak attack bonus damage. That does connect, 9 damage being done. Now Lan fires his composite bow from stealth, only landing 1 shot, unfortunately. The second demon moving up for a swing against Hammond does not connect. Sela, seeing that, throws her glaive wide, hitting for 22 damage. Unfortunately, this guy did pass the will save, so he's not going to fly away. I feel like my camera's terrible here. Every time it resets my camera, it like takes me out of what I'm looking at. It's terrible. I want to focus on what I'm fucking swinging at. You have a scroll of light wounds. Your character Liz can read it to heal a wounded ally. I know how to heal. I could just heal them myself. Or, because we're outside of combat, we can just heal with some potions. Okay. I'm going to... Wow, we're actually getting quite a bit of health Healing from potions is nowhere near as useful as it was just a couple levels ago. I'm going to check around this corner. We probably have one more fight in us for today's episode. There's a huge mobility check to scale down a half-broken roof over here. Or we could try to see where Terindalev's body was dragged off to. Doesn't look like I can go any further up here. Did that stranger walk away? Yo, that guy's weird. That guy's giving me the creeps. A masked stranger in the middle of a town that was ravaged by demons. Pretty fucking weird, buddy. It looks like this path branches into a few different areas. I'm going to follow where the blood stain leads. Actually, that's exiting the area. Okay, I'm not going to go that far. Let's get down.
They will not.
We don't know what's over here. We haven't seen anything.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
There's some loot on the path up ahead. Someone buried a bunch of meat over here?
Wasn't wait for me there.
I feel like I'm hearing a lot of demons in this direction, north of me. Or, I guess, east of me. All right, everybody up.
This way.
Is this some kind of church or cathedral or something? Hear me. Take heed. The wardstone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences will be disastrous.
Wherever my legs
Was that-
carry me.
Was that a apparition? Was that a ghost? An echo of the past? Adopt? We can adopt a cat? Hello? Did I just pick it up? Where did it go? What? Oh. These people were not killed by demons. Their mortal wounds were inflicted by ordinary weapons.
Forwards. No, backwards. Backwards.
They are the dark.
Perhaps these were the ones that did it. Barbarians. Okay. We're going to have our party spread out a little bit here. Hopefully cover the front line relatively well. Sela, holding the front line, is going to stay planted. Land's going to stay in the back. And Liz is going to summon up vines that will entangle these barbarians in their tracks. We also aggro 2 more barbarians that were a little further down the path. Now, this is not a an entanglement that will deal damage to them. It'll simply keep them slowed. I was hoping to get on top of this stage. That didn't quite work out for me. Hammond, moving up to the front line, is going to stand still. A cultist evoker. That's a wizard in the back. Camellia takes a shot at the wizard.
Their hearts.
Does not connect. She's going to take just another half step forward here. Woljif, once again, aiming at the wizard.
Why not both?
The crossbow will not connect. One of the barbarians struggling to move through the vines to get closer to our party, likely going to take him maybe another 2 turns. Maybe at least another turn to reach me. Sela will swap out to her bow here, I think. And once again, fire off at the evoker. This time hitting for 1 damage at least. We did a little bit. The other barbarian trying to move forward to get to our front line. Hopefully it does not happen. We're going to turn off point blank. And we are going to fire off some shots from as far away as we can with land. Looks like the second shot does connect for 10 damage, and that's going to take the wizard out of the fight. We're already looking pretty good just from doing that. Do I also have point blank on? Let's turn point blank off.
Let the attack commence.
Oh!
Let's go.
Magic. How did he fail magic missile? I didn't know that was an option. I didn't know you could fail magic missile. I thought it always hit the target. Once again, turning point blank off because we want to deal damage from afar.
Too late.
Focusing the other wizard inside of this, that's going to miss. Hammond's going to continue to hold his ground. Camellia firing off yet another shot at the wizard. Ooh, beautiful hit. Gonna take him down in a single shot. He got interrupted by the roots and failed his concentration check. I didn't know you had a concentration check for casting. Like he was sending that out at me. Whatever, we don't need to know how it worked. All we need to know is that both wizards are down, and now only the barbarians are moving forward. Woljif with a fantastic shot to the center of mass is going to completely annihilate the first barbarian. Sela with a miss on her bow, and the barbarian slowly moves, inching forward through the entangling roots. Land with another shot is going to deal 8 plus 9 damage. That's clean as fuck. I love entangling roots, dude. I love entangling roots.
So little time.
Liz waves her hand over the roots and they dissipate from the middle of the street. The area once again able to be walked through, no problem. A great club on the ground, although these look pretty lame. Scroll of reduce person. Could I reduce myself and then ride on Hammond? Lasts 1 minute per level. So that's like most of combat. That kind of sounds fun. Does Hammond ever get any bigger, chat? Because I think that would be so sweet.
I am helpful, am I not?
I think at level 7 he grows. Nice, 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 nice. Well, we've been in this area for 2 episodes now, looking for one of Sela's friends. We have not been able to find them just yet. I am going to swap her back over to Radiance and her shield. However, maybe this house is where her friend currently resides. We're going to do a quick check. We see a journal about an experiment.
Might be trap, might be
We
treasure.
see a trap on the ground whose trigger is in the other room.
Spirits. I am helpful, am I not?
Some boxes with paws inside of them. A human who was shot by some kind of projectile or hit with enough force to land against the wall. And a cellar. Why was this trapped? Oh, there's a chest. We have a scroll of protection from chaos. A stories told to us by spirits, the Knights of Harrowed Hands, Canabras Medium Alliance Publishing. And some materials in the corner. What do they keep in the basement? I will equip the cat. And we're gonna equip the cat on Liz. Liz's whole thing is that she's just gonna collect animals that then come with her into battle. Is it summoned already, or do I need to click on it? Oh, fuck. Put it back.
The road calls me. I'll take the bait.
And I can have both out. Beautiful. Oh, he's so fat. We've been feeding that well. Liz has 2 bonuses of the same type, lore and nature, that don't add up. Oh. Then let's give the cat to Lan.
Are we in trouble yet?
Perfect. I like those tooltips. They've saved me quite a lot, actually. Down in the basement, we see 2 soldiers dead on the ground with a scroll of sea invisibility and a scroll of fairy fire on his person. That means someone down here must be hidden. These fighters must have been caught off guard. They died before they could even draw their weapons. Their bodies are covered in a thin layer of ice that is slowly melting. clear the blockage.
Did we step on their toes as well?
She didn't die, right? I think I actually resisted it.
Hope you are enjoying Pathfinder as much as
I'll hit you.
I am enjoying it quite a lot. Thank you so much for stopping by the stream. And thank you for the 14 months. Ember's going to fire off a shot with point blank turned back on. We need to make sure we turn that back on for everybody. Now, the real question is, how many of these guys do you think are in here? Should I actually use see invisibility? We avoided that, no problem.
The spirits demand your
A
blood.
shot from Camellia.
Die, die,
Liz
die.
with the dart is not going to connect. Hammond should put it into this pretty fast. I don't want to use that
Who, me?
alternative. How do I learn spells on Woljif? Because I don't want to use my only scroll for that if I don't really need to use it. But if he can learn the spell, scroll of see invisibility, copy to spellbook. I mean, I won't be able to use it
I'm here.
now
Where else would I be?
or for a while because I don't think he can cast level 2 spells, but I still feel like I'd rather use it like that and have it for later. Oh, there's another one.
Blood!
I'm sure this is fine. There can't be too many demons in this room, right?
Time to share your treasures.
There's no way there's like a shit ton of demons in this room. There's no way a demon gets spawned every time I click on this thing or something, right? There's no way there's more demons than this. Wow. I just take damage every fucking time I click on it.
Crave for adventure.
How would I... There's no way of like dispelling magic on this, right? Because it seems like the damage is a reaction to me clicking it. I don't think I... Oh, wait. Dismiss spell is something that I targeted, so that won't work. Right? Look at who is damaging you. Oh, the shadow demon. Oh. Okay. That was a good tip. I wouldn't have looked at my combat log. You okay? All right. Scroll of fairy fire on the room should bring everyone into view, right? God damn it. Can I put these in alphabetical order or something? Yes. Oh, I used it on myself. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, everybody out! Everybody to the wall!
Meditate on
Ask
your
nicely.
mistakes. Might make you feel better.
All right, you motherfuckers want to hide from me?
Too dangerous.
Let's see how that goes.
But I should. I need that to survive. Then I argued. Then I agreed to do it.
Yet another
So hard to
obstacle.
decide whether I have to or not.
A shadow demon has emerged. This enemy is incorporeal. It receives no damage from non-magical weapons. Incorporeal creatures received half damage. Oh, shit. So... fuck. Most of my weapons are not magical, which means we're gonna have to get a little creative with this. Let's try an ear-piercing scream. Hammond, you could try. Ooh, 2 damage. Fuck yeah. I don't think...
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
well, Land's dealing some damage, and he doesn't have a magical weapon. Let's do Burning Hands. Would Burning Hands hurt Hammond? I'm gonna try it. Yep. 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 It did. Confirmed. Does hurt him. Yep. Let's heal that up. You have a +1 weapon equipped, which is a magical weapon, if this is like D&D. So Sela is going to...
The light, take you!
Move up. Shadow Demon does 6 damage to Hammond, followed by another 4. Hammond is on death's door at the moment. We're going to heal him again.
Yes.
Very good cure light wounds. Hammond goes for 3 swings this time. The first misses. The second, reduced damage. And the third misses as well. Liz, pissed the fuck off, tries to insult this demon. Yeah, well, you look like shit. Unfortunately, the demoralization does not... Oh, did it work? Did it expand? Shaken. Oh, demon still cares about their appearance, then. Woljif is going to fire off a shot. Camellia never used Cure Light Wounds on Hammond, and I'm not sure why. Could she not reach him? We are very grouped up on these stairs. No, don't you fuck... Stop! All right. Well, just got to get through a little bit more. A little bit more. That's all.
Into the fray!
Sheila takes a swing for 7 damage, not reduced. Hammond! Fuck me, Hammond! No! Vulnerability curse! It looks like they beat the will save. That's gonna be all of Ember's turn. Now, Lan, let's give him a bonus attack. I know he's not gonna hit for much, but at least he can hit 3 times. 3 damage, 5 damage, 8 total damage that turn. Barely moves the target's health. Liz is gonna reach out with a green energy forming around her hand as a ray of sickness fires forward. That ray of sickness was effective against the Shadow Demon. Woljif fires off another shot from his crossbow. Unfortunately, that misses. Sela with another swing misses, as well as Camellia pulls out her rapier in melee range, buffs it with a spirit weapon.
Go for their heart!
And takes a swing for 3 damage. The demon now turning its attention over to Sela, who takes quite a bit of damage on that turn. Ember is going to... Burning Hands wouldn't make sense. Man, we've had a lot of fucking fumbles in this fight, boys. Are there death rolls? Do I need to heal him? Or is he just gonna wake up after? We're gonna use our key point for another big action. 6 damage. The Shadow Demon below half health now. Liz is going to fire off a snowball at her target for 3 damage. Woljif with another shot.
Them for me.
That shot does miss. Sela, radiance in her hand, takes a swing at the demon, hitting for 8 this time as the Shadow Demon is very, very weakened. Camellia, using her spirit weapon enchantment yet again, takes her rapier and tries to shove it into the heart of the demon.
Cut you wide open!
But unfortunately misses the gigantic person in front of her. Sela taking 8 more damage there. It could have been a lot worse.
Too late for apologies!
2 damage reduced. Hammond lies down on the ground, land with 2 shots. And finally, Hammond gets back up. The demon has been dealt with. Liz.
Let's shake a leg.
Raises her hand to dispel the roots that have covered this entire room. Hammond's gonna take a few potions, guzzle them down. Poor Hammond. I'm sorry, boy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that happened. He did great, though. He was our party's front line, and he did his job.
The mongrel did it.
Lan, with an athletics check of 18, was able to move the debris to the side. What were the demons protecting in here, I wonder? We can pick the lock.
I wonder.
Or break the lock.
Something wrong?
85% chance to get it done.
You ask me.
Fuck. Try again.
This is my kind of work.
Ooh! A magic composite bow. Man, if we only had that before this fight. That's going to be a massive increase for Lan. You love to see it. Where'd it go? It's going to be a 1d8 plus 2. Whenever this plus 2 composite longbow confirms a critical hit on an enemy, the target must pass a will saving throw or suffer a curse. This cursed creature suffers a -1 penalty to will, -2 penalty to fortitude, and -3 penalty to reflex saving throws. It can be removed by the remove curse spell. That is fantastic. Well, our party, after taking down an invisible demon that I should have just used the scroll to see. I know. Should have just... Hey, but now we have that scroll forever. Looks like that loot was worth the trouble, although we almost lost our dear Hammond. If you guys are watching this episode on YouTube, please be sure to hit the thumbs up button. We'll be back again very soon. Take care. Thank you for being here.